Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we are going to be going over some legal and court news today. So let me tell you who we are going to be reviewing. Ooh, child. A mess, a mess, a mess, a mess. We're going to be going over Afeni Badu Muhammed and her workplace rage. We're going to go over this case, tell you what it's about, and and we're going to watch the complete hearing from November 14th. I've seen snippets, but I think it'd probably be best for us to watch the complete video to see what's going on. It's a lot of stuff going on. And if you are not familiar with this case, I'll just give you the quickest of overviews. And then we'll get into the hearing. But before I do that, as you all come in, make sure you all are hitting that like button. And if you like what you see, subscribe. My handles, it looks like I'm at the bottom of my handles. Hold on, let me change. I think this is it. All right, you see down there at the bottom of the screen, these are my handles. My channel is Pam Entertainment TV. Make sure you go over there and make sure you subscribe. And all down here at the bottom, those are my other social medias. I will tell you, I am more involved on the Twitter X than any of the other ones. And I also am getting more involved in my Facebook page, Pam Entertainment TV. Go over there and subscribe as well. I think I need about 100 subscribers to that page, and then I can go live. So then I'll be able to go live from Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and possibly Instagram. If you go over there, I don't know how Threads is working out in regards to there. I have a Threads page, and I think it's attached to my Instagram page. So you definitely can go over there. Make sure that you all, again, like, comment, and subscribe. So again, we are going to be going over Afeni Muhammad. So let's get into, remove that. Let me share my screen. Where is she? Huh. There we go. I was like, what happened? It's making me mad that every time I come on StreamYard, I'm having some difficulties. All right, let's get into it. So this is Afeni Muhammad. We're going to be going over this case. If y'all are not familiar. Just want to get some housekeeping out the way. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, which I will be doing, commenting, which I'll be doing, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Be forewarned. Some viewers may find this video and some information that is going to be shared a little disturbing and triggering. If that is so, this is your time to log off. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that right now. All right, you've been forewarned if anything, because we're going to be talking about workplace violence, workplace death. So if that bothers or triggers you, this is the time for you to go off. The views and opinions expressed in this video are my views and opinions, okay? I don't know these people. I don't know them personally. I don't know them professionally. These are my own thoughts, concerns, and analysis. So let's get into what we're going to get into today. So this is a story And we always want to make sure that we have the victims up front and center. This is Jennifer Harris. Now, Jennifer Harris worked at a McDonald's in East Point, Michigan. She had worked at that McDonald's for 15 years. She had worked her way up from being just may I take your order, please, to the manager. She was managing that shop. She was one of the managers, and I do believe that she was the manager on the breakfast shift. She had an employee there named Afeni Muhammed. Okay. This woman, by all accounts, was loved. She was loved by her family. She was loved by her children. She had 6 children. I'm going to show a video clip of on the day of, I think it's the 10th of July, she was murdered at her workplace by Afeni Muhammad. And this is something that they did right after her funeral.
Right now, friends and family are gathering at a McDonald's in East Point to honor the life of a mother of 6 killed in a stabbing.
Jennifer Harris was killed while she worked as a manager at that location. An employee at the restaurant is charged with her murder. Let's get out to Victor Williams. He's live there for us tonight. Victor, there's been a huge outpouring of support from the community.
That's right. Everyone is pretty much still in shock, but everyone's here for Jennifer Harris, as you guys can see right now. They're all here to pay their respects to this woman who sadly was stabbed in the face multiple times by an employee. There's going to be a balloon release that's going to be held shortly, but family, friends, coworkers, and community members who are still in shock are here to, of course, honor Jennifer, who was a single mother of 6. In the meantime, 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad is now charged with first-degree murder, carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent, and then, of course, being a habitual offender. It's believed that she was sent home, but then came back to commit the murder, allegedly stabbing Jennifer in the face at least 15 times. We've also learned that she's also connected to a prior stabbing elsewhere. She's now being held on a $25 million bond, but family members are heartbroken, wishing that they could see Jennifer just one more time.
Every time just thinking about what happened to her and stuff, and it's not really fair. We need her back, but we can't have her back. We need her back. She was a good person.
You can see just how heartbroken family members are. We're going to be hearing more from them, at 6 p.m. In the meantime, we are live in East Point. Victor Williams, Local 4.
All right, so you just saw that video clip, that news clip about Jennifer and how her family is, and we always want to make sure that we keep the family and her children in our prayers. All right, so here's just a timeline of facts that we're just going to go through. We've got Jennifer Harris, manager at the McDonald's in East Point, Michigan, sent Afeni Muhammad home from her shift early after an argument. Afeni, upset, went to her car and she posted the following video. Now, it is my understanding that this was the second time that she was sent home. So now this is the video that Afeni did in her car that she posted to one of her social media accounts.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got to take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. Don't have to stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on. And then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right. But we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked. And I caught her a few times making a mistake. And she tried to hurry up and play it off. Nobody's perfect. It's God knows it happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes, somebody might get confused. So it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity and that she keep putting in the air and stuff, they're trying to tell me I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative she's saying about, you know, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, you know, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't. Then one day she coming in there and talking about some, yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids and this and that. Well, you know, telling us that, like, the you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her. She was talking about some she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, you know, like, I'm like, what the you telling me this for? Like she thinks she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or something. What the about you telling me about you pulling the gun on a kid? I don't like that doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? That doesn't scare me. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that didn't intimidate me at all. I don't give a about her telling me about what the she did. You know, and maybe that's why they always fighting her to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened. The out of here with that.
All right, we just heard that. Now, one of the things I remember when this first came out, everyone was talking. People were referencing that particular video that she felt like her life was threatened because she said that the manager. We don't have any evidence to show that they had that. Did they have arguments or were they fussing back and forth? It's my understanding that they did, but she was the one that had the authority in the place, and if she told her to go home, she had to go home. But we will continue. I just want us to get close to where we're at so we can go ahead and start watching this film. After the car rant, Afeni returned to the McDonald's, entered through the back door with a mask and a hidden knife, and fatally stabbed Jennifer Harris 15 times. And so this is the video that we were able to achieve from Court TV that shows her walking back in. Now, if you notice as she walks, and we'll let it play through here, but notice that there is somebody standing outside, and that is a delivery driver. That's why the door was open. You see what I'm saying? And he didn't stop her. He didn't do anything. She told him that she worked there. And I think he could see that she had some McDonald's gear or something like that on. And she walked and strolled, and you see her right here pulling down something that she had. And this is, like I said, this is the video of her coming back. It says she came back, she did the deed, there was all kinds of chaos, and a customer held her at gunpoint because apparently he shot at her, and he held her at gunpoint until the police got there, and then she was swiftly arrested. They said that Jennifer Harris, they were tending to her, they took her to the hospital, and she did not make it. July 11th, she was arraigned in the 38th district on charges of first-degree premeditated murder and carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent. Her bond was set for $25 million. So then they alluded to the fact that she had some prior bad acts. So this is what happened. She in Alexandria, Virginia. So she moved from Alexandria, Virginia to Michigan. I don't know if she had relatives there or how she got to Michigan, but she was in Virginia and then she moved to Michigan. She, in 2022, she stabbed her boyfriend. 4 months later, she pled guilty to, and I'm going to read this, felony unlawful wounding. She received a 4-year suspended sentence with probation and conditions. She had to go to Batterers Intervention Program. So that's like in some other places, it's like I think it's possibly like a domestic violence program, Batterers program, all of those different things. Now, I want you to pay careful attention to the dates. Here we have January 11, 2022. She commits this crime that she's now in jail for July 10th, 2025. She hadn't even completed her 4-year probation, suspended sentence, and her probation. She hadn't even completed that yet. And so I am wondering, Did the probation office know that she was no longer living in Virginia? That's number one. Did she complete the batterers intervention program? Because I am curious as to what got her from Virginia to Michigan. So, as she has been charged with this particular case, she's been charged with prior bad acts. Other information about this case, there was a probable cause hearing, and that one was adjourned because they wanted for her to get a competency exam. And let me pull up on my phone. Give me one moment. And basically, a competency exam is that it is an exam ordered by the court to test whether or not a person has the awareness, who, what, when, where, how, the date, but if they have the awareness to know what's going on, if they're on trial, legal proceedings, and all of that other stuff. So they did the competency exam in September 3rd. It wasn't complete. The report wasn't available, so they held the hearing till July 8th. So the forensic center was the one that did the report. They found her competent to stand trial. They had a preliminary hearing, and that is what we're going to be watching. And they're basically going over to see if there's enough evidence to bind this case over to circuit trial. Apparently, in the interim of this trial, the court was held over for maybe like an hour or so because the court initially started. The family was in the courtroom. Well, they saw, because part of this is the evidence, and they saw the evidence, and I don't know if they've seen it before. Well, I don't think that they've seen it before, but I think it was the first time that they saw how their loved one died. And they got really, really upset to the point that one of them went home or went wherever they went and brought back a knife in an apparent attempt to get at Afeni Muhammed. It was such a kerfluffle that the judge ordered there be no public in the courtroom, only news reporters. So it was a big old thing, but we're going to watch the hearing itself. She was officially bound over to circuit court on the 17th, and she has an arraignment for that, for first degree murder, in the circuit court on December 2nd. All right, so let's do this. I want to make this bigger. Hold on, y'all. Like that. Hold on. So I'm going to close that out. So this is the hearing that we're getting ready to watch. And we're going to have to fast forward it because, again, this hearing has already taken place. And we're just going to have to fast forward it. This looks like a good place. Let me make sure the sound is good. Because they won't start the sound until everyone gets in and they sit down. Let's see what you all are saying. Hey, Ryan. I'm talking to you, Ryan. We're live. So we have a close-up of the judge, who is the Honorable Kathleen G. Is it Galen? That is the defense attorney that's right here with the ponytail. And what is it with a lot of these defense attorneys having ponytails? Is that some He's the second one.
No, please don't do that.
And what's so amazing to me is that these courtrooms are such cramped places. Here she comes.
Back on the record on file number 25354 FY, People versus Afeni, Muhammed.
Kumar Palapu for the people, P74099.
Christopher Urban, P8113 on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, Josh Jones appearing on behalf of Ms. Muhammad, who stands to my right.
And Catherine O'Meara Golden, P53823 on behalf of Ms. Muhammad.
Afeni Muhammed.
Very good. You may be seated. We left off with the medical examiner's report that was tendered to the court. My understanding is we have one more witness. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, you may call your witness.
People call Lieutenant Alex Hollish, who was just here. While we're waiting on that, Judge, as far as I see, the only people that are in the gallery and are people from the media, our victim advocate in the courtroom, myself and Mr. Urban, the public defender's office, and some camera from media, and of course your staff.
Thank you.
Defense will attest to that as well, Your Honor.
Because remember, I told you there was a kerfluffle. Remember, I told you there was a kerfluffle earlier, and they had to clear the courtroom.
I'm about to reveal a snoring fix that most women over 40 don't know. This is what your throat looks like when you're snoring. You want to take that from this to this.
Good afternoon, Lieutenant. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
Put your hand down. State your name for the record.
Detective Lieutenant Alexander Hollish, Alexander Common, Hollishe.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Thanks, Judge. Where do you work, sir?
Eastern Police Department.
How long you work there?
About 18 years now.
And what's your current rank and duties?
Currently, I'm a detective lieutenant. I'm in charge of investigative division for the department.
What were your duties on or about July 10th of 2025?
I was in the same capacity as a detective lieutenant.
And at some point in time, did you get contacted to conduct an interview with a suspect?
I was about, by then it was probably shortly after 8 a.m.
And at that point in time, what did you do?
I made contact with Ms. Muhammad, who was in a booking group.
And when you say Ms. Muhammad, do you see Afeni Muhammad in the courtroom today?
I do.
And could you identify her for us, please?
She's sitting to the left of me, far left. She's wearing a jumpsuit issued by Macomb County Jail. Her hair is different since, but at the time she had red hair, but I do recognize the facial features.
Let the record reflect that Lieutenant Hollish has identified the defendant.
So noted for the record.
So where did your interactions take place with the defendant?
First, she was in a booking room, and she was wearing a like hooded jacket that I observed had blood on it. So I asked her to remove the jacket. And after that, I had to call a female officer from St. Clair Shores because we did not have a female officer working at the time. She walked to the private area where female officer from St. Clair Shores observed her take off her clothing that we took as evidence and gave her our jail clothing.
And after that, what happened?
After that, I spoke with her at our interview room.
Tell me a little bit about that interview room.
It's a small room. It's pretty much table, 3 chairs. Detective May, he's my partner. He joined me during the interview. It's equipped with a camera and microphone. There's a small filing cabinet, and that's it.
And before interacting with her, as far as talking about things, was there anything that you did first?
I observed dry blood on her hands, and I asked her if I could collect it. Detective May read Ms. Muhammed her rights. As far as the right for us, she would waive her search rights, because technically it's a search. She agreed. She signed the form. I used the distilled water and the cotton swabs to collect dry blood from each of her hands. And
as far as her rights that were given to her by Detective May, were you there at the time that that occurred?
I was.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
Sure. Yes.
Approaching with people's proposed exhibit, I believe is 6.
That's constitutional rights, sir.
Yes.
First, she was giving the form rights to search.
Yes.
That's what we talked about, not this right.
Correct. But those.
That's eventually, Detective May did give constitutional rights to Afeni as well. But I'm talking about to collect the blood. It was a consent to search form.
I understand. And as far as the form here, when did this take place?
Right after I collected blood, the dry blood would appear to be dry blood. Detective May read Ms. Muhammad her constitutional rights directly from the form. She initialed next to each right. She signed the form. I see my signature on it, and I see Detective May's signature, recognizing signature on it as well.
Is it dated?
Yeah.
What's the date?
7/10/25. At this point, it's 8:56 a.m.
Does that accurately reflect the document that, with the constitutional rights that she was given by you and Detective May, and which everyone signed?
That's right. It's a copy of it, actually, but yes.
Okay. And during this period of time, while she was being given her constitutional rights, are there things that you look to when you're giving rights to determine if someone is intoxicated?
Well, we asked how far she went to school. She said she graduated high school. She stated she could read and write. She indicated she was not intoxicated. She was not on any drugs or alcohol. I asked her how much she got sleep the night before. She said at least 8 hours.
So they're basically giving her a slight exam there. So she had a good night's sleep. She was fine. There was nothing going on as far as they knew at that point when they were asking her the questions. She appeared competent enough when they were asking and doing all of those questions at that time. But her attorney is her attorney, and he's going to do everything he can to represent his client. So asking for a competency hearing was appropriate.
She did indicate that she slept in her vehicle because she was currently homeless, but she said she'd been doing it for a while.
But she's homeless.
So that was a conversation.
Any concerns that you wouldn't be able to have a proper interview with her?
She appeared lucid. I did not see any signs of intoxication or anything like that. So I believe she was okay to talk to me.
Before I move to Exhibit 6, I just want to hand over things to Josh Jones in case he wants to voir dire on voluntariness.
All right. Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Then people move to admit Exhibit 6.
Number 6 will be admitted.
Here's how we use Riverside to produce our podcast from start to
Tell me a little bit more. After the rights are signed, what's the next step for you in that interview with Detective May?
Usually we ask a question of what happened. I believe Detective May asked if she knew who Jennifer Harris was, and she stated she did.
Was this a recorded interview?
That's correct.
Have you reviewed it prior to today?
I did.
And does it accurately reflect the interview that you had with the defendant on July 10th of this year?
The video that I reviewed that was attached to evidence.com, yes, that's an interview. I assume that's what you're gonna play, but for me to certify it, I would have to see it.
Okay. One moment. We're about to put up on the screen proposed exhibit 7, Judge. Now, sir, do you recognize the still of this?
Yeah, it's an interview room. That's me in a blue shirt. Detective May is in a gray t-shirt with a baseball hat on, and Miss Muhammed, she's wearing our jail uniform, and at the time I told you she had a different hair, it was red in color.
People move to admit exhibit 7, Judge.
Defense,
No objection.
be admitted by stipulation,
Thank you.
be published to the court.
Yes, thank you. We're going to start at 3 minutes and 42 seconds.
Is the volume up on the TV? I'm not sure.
Yes.
One moment.
I don't think I'm close.
She almost lost her life earlier.
Nope.
The audio.
Okay, there's rights that you have. These protect you, they also protect myself and protect ours. This is called the East Point Constitutional Rights Certificate of Notification. I am going to be reading your rights 1 through 5, okay? And when I read these rights to you, I need you to verbally say, I'm gonna ask you, do you understand your rights? I don't want you to do this. No, just say yes. Don't do this, or don't, just say yes. Or no, okay. We'll get to this, I promise. Okay? All right. Okay, number 1, I have a right to remain silent, and that I do not have to answer any questions put to me or make any statements. You understand? Okay. Number 2, any statement I make or anything I say can or will be used against me in a court of law. Understand? Okay. Number 3, I have a right to have an attorney, lawyer present before I answer any questions or make any statements. Understand? Okay. Number 4, if I cannot afford an attorney, lawyer, one will be appointed for me by the court prior to any questions. Understand? Okay. Number 5, I can decide at any time to exercise my rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Okay, so what I need you to do, I'm going to have you sign this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just put your initials.
Do these quick exercises every day to get toned. Trust me, you'll thank.
So she said that she understood and she's signing. For those of you all just joining, we are watching the preliminary hearing of Afeni Muhammed, who she was the young lady that is accused of stabbing her manager at McDonald's to death back in July.
What's your highest level of education? Where'd you go to high school at?
Proper high school and like somewhere around the
So you have your high school diploma, right?
yeah, it was actually in my folded inside of my desk where it was this
So you know how to read, write, spell, all that. Smart girl, aren't you? Smart. What'd you know? What's your favorite class?
I like Italian because I like I can learn language. I like, you know, a little bit Italian.
Little. That's all you know. Okay. We're gonna get down to business. As hard as it's gonna be, it's gonna make you feel better. Okay. Where do you work?
I work.
Was it located in East Point? Have you done anything today? Prescription medication. Sleep last night?
Yeah.
How many hours?
I don't sleep at like 8 times.
Okay, about 8 hours. Okay. Where did you sleep?
I slept in the shop because I didn't have enough money for hotel. You know,
What do you do at McDonald's? Are you a cook?
I prep food and then also I'm basically customer service. Perform excellent customer service.
Okay. Were you working today?
I did. I was
What time did you start?
at 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
I clocked in at 4:02 a.m.
Who is your manager there, or who is in charge of you?
Today was Jennifer.
Jennifer Harris?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any sort of issues with Jennifer Harris?
I had an issue with how I had to clock out 3 times in a row just because she was going in with no reason to send me out. And she clocked me out without me knowing. So I was working for 3.
Was this today or was this prior?
That was today.
Okay, so has any time prior to this day today, did she make you clock out or not?
Yes.
How many times?
It happened just missed the third time this week.
Third time this week?
Yeah.
And can you tell me why do you think she's doing that?
I think she was doing that because I had spoke up to her and I felt like, trying to figure out what the thing was sometime last week. It was, Friday, I'm not sure, but it was, I had told her, that racist shit gonna stop. That's why I had told her, because I got tired of how she kept on, like, acting like crazy for it, like, the other two, like, and they were there also, he was calling she were there.
So let me ask you this, can you tell me what kind of racist comments that she's making towards you or anybody? Give me an example.
Yeah, like, so sometimes when they look at their phones or something, and like, it was one time, the guy they find that showed her on my phone, like a Caucasian girl, she had like a quiet thing. And she was like, that's Katie White B, and that's what she had said, and, you know, and then every time.
So saying like me, so B meaning bitch, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Has she ever used any derogatory remarks towards you that, give me an example of what she was
She
saying.
said that she was blood one time to me, and she said she wanted her gun her children, but it just like made me feel like I got like scared of her, and because she's a really kind person.
Did she say anything racist to you today?
No, she didn't say anything to me. The only thing she said to me was, "You can fuck out now." And then I was like, "I'm working my shit today. Like, you know, I didn't do anything wrong."
Did you leave after she told you that?
No, I stayed. I started working my shift, so I stayed there. I just kept working. Nobody came over there to relieve me, so I just continued to catch everybody else. You know, then I just happened to look at the app and see that I actually clocked out. I didn't know she clocked out at 6, and I didn't even know I was still working. And then when I had said, I didn't know you clocked out, you didn't even tell me that I'm done talking to you, I didn't tell you to leave.
So what did you do after that? Did you leave?
Yeah, I left. I said, this is wrong. I said, you keep bullying me, this is wrong.
Where did you go?
I went to the shop and then I had drove, went to the skate park and skated a little bit.
Okay, so
It was after I left, I like someone to do.
so how long you were for free?
So basically, if I'm hearing it, because this is the first time I've heard this information. So basically what I'm hearing is in 2 weeks, she had been clocked out 3 times. Now she's saying that the people were being racist towards her and they were bullying towards her. And she says that now in the video that she did in her car, she said that she was clocked out on her work day and then she came in on her off date to make up the time that and then she was clocked out then. So in other words, she was working. They didn't ask, they told her to leave. She didn't leave. She kept working. She said she was going to continue to work her day. So it sounds like the manager then turned and went into the room and as a manager, she clocked her out. And so then she looked on the app and realized that she was actually clocked out and she was working, she was working when she wasn't on the clock. So then she left and she went to the park.
So she got out at 6, you said, and you know it's around 7?
Yeah,
All right.
almost 2 o'clock.
Okay. So you have to skate park.
Yes, and then after that, that's when I just started listening to my music and I had to say a prayer. And I started thinking about like how she, everything that she was doing that was like wrong.
Did that piss you off? Okay, so at some point you returned to the McDonald's, right? Okay. What did you have? How did you injure?
I had a knife and I walked with her and I stepped her.
How many times? Do you remember? Where'd you stab her at?
Her neck area.
Did you want to kill her?
I did. It's not good to say that.
I can't hear the
That's how you
response.
felt.
Play that back, please.
How many knives did you have?
Area.
Did you want to kill her?
I did. It's not good to say that. That's how
That's how you felt. How many knives did you have on you? Can you describe the knife that you stabbed her with? Well, explain what a French knife.
It's a chef knife, like it.
Is it long? Okay. Did you walk up behind her? Did you guys argue? And you just walked up to her? Show me how you did it. You walked up to her and you just started doing what? Show me how you did it. You can stand up. It's okay. So if I'm Jennifer, show me.
Okay, so I had her up in my shirt.
What color?
I had her up in my shirt.
That's your shirt. Is that the one I had on? And then so I'm Jennifer, and you have the knife in your hand. I need you to show me how you do that. Where did you do it like this? Show me.
Are y'all peeping her eyes?
Did you start doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. Do it where on my body? It's okay, honey. Don't worry. It's okay.
And once she turned her on, and then she fell.
Did you stab her on the stomach? Or just that?
I don't know. I might have.
So, you mentioned somebody, you heard a gunshot.
around and try to say, hey, ow! And then I hit up, actually got that shot. And so I hit up, and I get behind like the prayer rack.
Oh, so the gunshot, what? She was fine as long as she didn't hear no gunshot. And then she heard that one little gunshot, and then she decided, did she wake out of her trance or stupor?
So the blood on your hand, it was.
It came from the jacket when it took it off.
You think it's her blood?
Yeah, I believe it was because I didn't get shot.
Right. Where did you get the knife? Was it?
I had bought it from Walmart. I had bought a cake I was going to bring here, but I never bought it.
When did you buy it?
I bought it when I bought the cake yesterday.
Oh. And you bought it out at Walmart?
On Walmart.
Here's how women are able to earn $1,000 in
Has this lady, has she been bullying you for a while, or is this just a 1 or 2 or 3 times?
She's been bullying me for a while.
Does she do that to other employees?
She has been bullying. It was one of the girls she recently stopped messing with. Because now I guess I turned out to be what she wanted to bully, but she has been bullying me for a very long time. She played her little gangster music and there she don't like actual classical music. She doesn't so it's not like her, and she's always saying comments like, I know we all supposed to look out for each other, everything, can't cover anything that she was taking for like other coworkers, and then the day before yesterday, she was talking about me to one of the other coworkers. She was like, she's pissing me off because it was sometimes customers hold me up at the window and it take a long time and they hold the time up and then they start yelling at me. But it's sometimes I can't rush the customer, I think they're looking for their money. So.
Well, just so that I could get an idea of where your headspace was when you were stabbing her, well, how did that make you feel?
Why do they sound like they're in a barrel somewhere? Is can the audio? I know one thing is a video, so is the audio dropping down from the thing? They don't have that kind of audio that drops down near the table or something like that? Because they sound like they're in a barrel somewhere. It's hard to understand. And then you hear all the rustling of the paperwork from the attorney.
I can be honest.
Yes.
It's not wrong.
Yes.
Okay, I felt that it's supposed to help because I feel like she had people under oppression who wasn't her free and she was going to be in her. So that's how I felt when I was seeing it. And I told her because if that's what I'm supposed to get and that's what and if somebody want to take me down, then I would do my best to fight and just believe it.
What about now? Do you feel remorse or relief?
Like you said,
do you feel bad about it, remorseful that you did it, or you feel relieved? I feel relieved that you did it.
I feel better.
Feel better?
Yeah, but I'm not a cold person. That's why it's all crazy to understand that. I'm being honest.
So you feel like the weight of the world?
I feel like she's aggressive with people. And she kept talking about her time she had and
Have you ever seen it down there? Did she ever pull it out and point it at anybody or say, hey, come here, check out my piece, or, piece me?
So is she saying that Ms. Harris had a gun and she'd been talking about a gun? What is she saying? Because again, it's difficult for me to hear, and I think I have it turned up as high as I can get. If y'all caught it, let me know in the comments.
Right. Because the way that she talks, she's gangster. You know what I'm saying? On blood, on this, and blood, me, and gang number, right?
Yeah.
What car is the handle of that? Do you know where it's at tonight? So you left 59 in the store? Did you, after the shot was fired, what did you do? Besides, raising a hand? Did you do
I had a duck when I heard it. It hit the rack and then duck and then I kind of fought on the floor and I ran out to the other side of the door. And then I went and I ran to the truck
Hello.
That's when the guy walked out with the light green yellow shirt on. It's like a neon shirt.
What kind of truck is that?
It's a 1500 Silverado, 2021.
So truck?
But it's Wayne's truck, Wayne Fisher. Like we shared the truck. Like we're trying. He's 60. He just turned 61. Because basically we were living together.
Is that on,
Yeah, we were living together, but we got to fix this. You know, it was like a lot of things to take care of. So he stopped, working with our papa, but he's like a fireman. And my executive.
Monster Math presents.
So is she saying that basically that she was, it was preemptive because she felt like the gangster in Miss Harris was coming out?
We stopped just now at 1908. And detective, to the best of your ability, that was that encapsulated the defendant's explanation of what had happened that morning.
That's correct.
After the interview, what happened right after that?
I let her make a phone call to let her family know where she was and lodge her in a cell.
One moment. Can we approach sidebar just briefly?
Certainly.
She'd have to whistle.
So I don't know if you even want to take off some of it before we finish, or if you heard everything.
There was some of it that was garbled, like for the most part I picked up. But I'm gonna take some time when it's concluded to review, so
Okay.
do you have it on the folder?
Yeah.
Okay, but no, if we get done.
Who's that?
No, I wanna get this done today if we can. If I need time, I'll let you know.
You know, I was just asking, sorry.
No problem.
Thanks, Judge. Just 1 second, Judge. I have no further questions of this witness. Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Just one moment, Judge. No, I have no further question. I have no questions, Judge.
Very good, you may be excused. Any further witnesses on behalf of the people?
No, Judge.
Any witnesses on behalf of the defense?
None, Your Honor.
Very good, you want to take a few minutes for argument, or are you ready?
I'm ready.
I can do
Okay, argument please.
Thanks, Judge. Judge, today you've heard from 6 witnesses, but effectively 7 because of the interrogation. So you heard from Devontae Pace, Officer McLaughlin, Luke Moreno, Deborah McMillan, Lieutenant Hollish, and of course the interrogation brings in the statements of the defendant and her explanation of the things that went
Shauna
on.
Turnage.
Sorry, Kashana Turnage, then Lieutenant Hollish is 6, and then the defendant's statements through the interrogation that is her explanation of what happened and why she murdered Jennifer Harris. One of the interesting things is that we all understand now through what the witness testimony was from Ms. McMillan is that the defendant was irate that when she came to work, Jennifer Harris confronted her about not working and clocked her out. The defendant sat there for about an hour, intermittently working, and then discovering that she had indeed been clocked out, and then was told by Ms. Harris to leave, and she did. She left. She went to a skate park. She told Lieutenant Hollish that while she was there, she skated. I believe she said she prayed. And she thought about everything that happened and then everything that Jennifer Harris was doing wrong. And despite having that time to contemplate on everything, she went back in about an hour's time. And when she went back, she had a mask. She brought a knife that she said she bought from Walmart. And she walked through the back entrance where Mr. Moreno said that he looked over and saw the defendant walking up, masked. And she said very calmly, and he said she walked calmly, "Don't worry, I work here." She proceeds to walk through, and as Miss Harris is working, prepping the food, she sets upon her and begins to stab her. There was no argument. There was no talking. And as we saw from that video, the defendant stabbed Jennifer Harris around 13 times all over her body, but specifically in vital areas. She stabbed her in the neck, the chest, the scalp, and there are 23 individual sharp wounds that the medical examiner's office identified, some of which being 4 inches deep through her neck. All of those were aimed at areas where even one strike could kill a person. And when she was interviewed, she admitted that when she went in there to confront her, to kill her, that she intended to kill Jennifer Harris. And when she did this, it wasn't in a manic state. It wasn't some emotional outburst. She came in calmly to do all these things. She was prepared. So as far as what you've heard and what I've got to prove today with count 1 and count 2 is with premeditated murder, the law says that premeditation and deliberation may be inferred from the circumstances surrounding the killing. And there is 2 cases, Tilly 405, Mish 38 at 44, a 1979 case, and Jolly 442, Mish 458 at 466, and that's a 1993 case. So the premeditation and deliberation.
Sorry, 442 Mish.
458 at 466. That's a 1993 case.
Thank you.
As far as what we had without her, any of her statements, we still have her leaving, going to another location, and then coming back prepared. She has a mask. She's got a hidden knife, and she enters through a back entrance And then immediately, when she is near Jennifer Harris, she begins to stab her. The reason that you know that she intended to commit murder and kill her that day is when you're watching the video, there's a time when Jennifer Harris collapses and she's on the ground, and the defendant doesn't stop. She's prepared to stab her while she's on the ground, and the only thing that stopped her is, thankfully, Devontae Pace pulled out his .45 and shot at her. And on the video, the minute that shot gets off and you can see the gun through the window, she throws the knife and tears through the exit. So it's clear that even though Jennifer Harris had collapsed on her back, bleeding, that the defendant intended to finish the job on the ground. But now we know from her own statements that that's what she always intended to do, and that she's prepared to do it. One moment. So as far as her state of mind and what her motive is, even though I don't have to prove motive, we know what those things are. And we know why she did what she did and that she intended to do it. As far as count 2, dangerous weapon, carrying with unlawful intent, we heard from Ms. McMillan that the knife that she saw the defendant using was somewhere between 5 and 7 inches in length. Additionally, we know that she brought that knife there with the specific intent to stab and kill Jennifer Harris, because that's what she told police. And she explained using Detective May as a prop, is that where she was stabbing was intentionally in the neck area and the upper chest. So based on everything you've seen today and what you've heard and the defendant's own explanation, I just ask that you bind over counts 1 and counts 2.
Thank you. Mr. Jones?
Judge, obviously the people are objecting to bind over. One, I guess I want to.
Any defenses objecting to bind over?
What did I say?
You said people are
Oh,
objecting
yeah.
to bind over.
Offenses. I'm sorry.
Lord, is
Where
he
I was
on
going,
something?
Your Honor, is where the insinuation of, in her statements, of and how the people are identifying this insinuation that she bought the knife for this. And I hope it's clear to the court that based on her own statement, which the court, I believe, is relying, I don't know, the people are relying on her own statement in part to satisfy the bind over, that she indicated that she bought it previously for something different. Now, I'm not saying that there can't be an insinuation from that, but I don't want the court, nor do I want the facts to be insinuated that it was bought for this purpose, for this incident. Because I don't think that, one, the facts reveal that at all, and even in her own statements, she doesn't make that as a fact of itself. And so that I just want to clarify that, and I know that the people have introduced the interview, so if the court, again, if there's a hang up, the court can listen to that and make that determination. But again, I'm just going off of her explanation of why she had what she had at the time. Beyond that, I think it's clear as well from the testimony from the other witnesses that what we're talking about is it's a hooded mask. And again, I'm just identifying some, I don't want to say, clarifying some things on what we heard in facts, because it was very clear that it was some sort of zip up hood that went over the face. It's not a separate mask that was, bought for this purpose. It was a tire, meaning, someone owning a hoodie and then that zips it up. I don't think it changes the fact that it zips up into a mask, but again, I think that those are facts that at least need to be clarified when we're talking about the bind over, specifically because we're talking about the difference between, at least for today's purposes, first and second degree. And there's that identification of premeditation or preparation to get you to first degree. So I wanted, that's the reason I wanted to clarify those two facts, Your Honor. Otherwise, generally speaking, for count one, I would indicate that they generally, when I say generally, that they generally have not met their burden on their elements, Your Honor, to show that there is a difference between first and second. In regards to count two, as I'm sitting here listening to Mr. Powell wrap up his request for a bind over, I know we've had discussion that there was a knife used. There's been discussion that there was the potential of this knife that was identified at the scene, but there was not really any specifics. And I think that when Ms. McMillan was identifying the knife that she saw, she wasn't referencing the difference between the length of the actual knife and the blade. And I say, legally speaking, there is a difference between that. And I don't know if the people have really necessarily shown that even at a probable cause level. And the reason I say that, Your Honor, is because the length, the blade length, must be over 3 inches. And the only thing we necessarily had from Ms. McMillan is that it may be between 5 and 6, and she's just referencing the size of the knife. We don't have anything specific to the blade, which is really what the requirement is for count two. We have no officer that identified that they collected it. We have an officer that says, well, they should have collected it, or they did collect it, but he couldn't testify beyond that. He didn't testify who collected it, whether or not they had the knife, or even presented a photo of this being the knife in some sort of reference to what length we're dealing with. And so with count two, I think that they're lacking on that. I think we have some testimony there, but we don't have the specifics that we need, even at a probable cause standard, to identify that for that particular count. So in regards to my objection, Your Honor, again, I leave it to what I've already said about count one, and then with count two specifically, I think they lacked on that proof. So I would ask for a dismissal on both, but more technical or more specifically on count two.
This machine could change t-shirt printing.
What I'm going to do there is another video that I want you all to look at and to see, and I'm going to pull that up. We're going to get to, on that video, we're going to get to more testimony. This is pretty much going to the end of that, because remember I told you at the beginning of this particular video that the family was shown certain things, and it was such a mess that they had to clear the courtroom. And as we went into this particular hearing, you heard we heard about them having to clear the courtroom, and the only people allowed in the courtroom at that particular time are the the press. So I will I'll cue that video up, and we'll continue to watch this one. I'm going to cue that other video up so that we can see what's going on in some other testimony.
Maybe I didn't enunciate whenever I was speaking, as I said she brought the knife. I didn't say she bought the knife. I know that she said she bought the knife at Walmart because she had bought a cake at the same time, or she planned to bake a cake. So I said brought, I didn't say bought. I know that, or I never wanted to have anybody believe that I thought she bought that specifically for killing Miss Harris.
I appreciate that.
Additionally, as far as the testimony that we did have for the knife itself and the length of the knife, we have a witness saying that she saw the knife and that it was between in excess of 5 inches. As well, if you just look at the video, you can see the knife is a large butcher knife, not some small knife that would be below 3 inches in length. And so I'm relying on the video itself and the testimony of the witness that we had on this scene.
In Your Honor, I have a flash drive for you. If the court would like to review any of these, I can provide it to your court officer to provide it to you for your review.
Thank you. The court's going to take a recess to review my notes, and I will be back in due course with my ruling.
Just we have a time, Judge, like 15, 30 minutes.
Mr. Jones, I don't know how long it's going to take me to go through my notes and my thoughts and the video, but as soon as I'm done, I'll be back. Do you have the
All right, the judge is going to deliberate whether they're going to bind this case over. There goes Miss Afeni going back to the back. I'm going to cue it up to when it looks like she's coming back. All right. So it's going to be about right here. So I'm going to leave that. We're going to let that go, how it's going to go. But I'm going to go over, this is a video from Deranged Minds, who has been following this case. So you can go and follow this person's YouTube page as well. And let's see what she has. She's he or she has been doing on this video.
Please! Please leave me alone! I don't want you! I don't want you! So stop!
Nah, this stays at home though. I'm not gonna bring this to work because that wouldn't look right, I guess.
No, it's not going to look like. Wow. So they showing her pictures of her playing with and doing nothing. And I don't know what the screaming fit that she had. I couldn't really hear or understand why she was having a fit other than her asking for folks to leave her alone, leave her alone. But it's clear that she has, from this video, and again, you know, young people are on social media like it's no business. They'll show every aspect of their lives on social media. So we're clearly going to see that she had a weapon.
Thank you for joining us at noon. I'm Priya Mann. Things got heated in court today. An altercation brings the hearing for Afeni Muhammed to a standstill. She's the woman accused of stabbing her McDonald's manager to death. That courtroom is.
Now, this is the information that I was telling you all about earlier. They didn't have the news report didn't have this particular part of the hearing. I looked for it, and this was the only place that I saw that they were talking about it and getting the testimony from other folk.
Now closed off.
I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, you know, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her.
Risen Phoenix is the name, also is a name that she goes by.
She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games.
My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us. She died. Oh my God. She was so good to everybody. A hardworking woman. So kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last. Give you the shirt off her back. She did not deserve that at all.
How many kids does your mom?
6. All 6 of us. Me and my
5 girls
siblings.
and 1 boy.
My brother. And she's aware that she took us from her. We met everybody at McDonald's. My mama always shared with everybody that she loved her kids, showed them pictures of us. We would come up here. We met her co-workers. We met the lady and everything. I don't understand why she had to kill her.
I see the hand in the air with the knife, and I'm like, maybe I better go up there and see what is going on. When I got up there, the only thing I could see and notice was Jen laying on the floor in a big pool of blood asking for help.
Afeni Muhammed is accused of stabbing and killing her manager, Jennifer Harris, at an East Point McDonald's back in July after an argument. New video shows Muhammad entering through the back door wearing a mask while walking past the delivery driver.
I saw them walk inside, and then within seconds, I heard employees saying she's stabbing her.
A customer at the drive-thru window also heard the commotion.
I was screaming something like, stop, 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 stop. Hold on, stop. Nobody was budging. Like, I didn't see anybody else trying to stop them or break them up. I produced my firearm off my hip. I pointed it at her. Once the commotion like kind of calmed down, everybody stopped running. I did take a shot at her.
Muhammad ran outside where the customer held her at gunpoint until police arrived. She was taken into custody and later admitted she intended to kill Harris. Despite the disturbing evidence, Muhammad showed little emotion in the courtroom.
On July 10, 2025, Jennifer Harris, a McDonald's
I want to get into not that information. Here. This is the
covered
hoodie
and
that she
attacked
had.
her.
This is how my wife used to see me.
It'll finish in a minute, y'all. Here we go.
This is how my wife.
Jennifer was rushed to the hospital but didn't survive. Afeni was arrested. She admitted to police that she wanted Jennifer gone and was charged with first-degree premeditated charges. Her bond was set at $25 million. On November 14, 2025, the preliminary hearing was held. Then they played the surveillance footage showing Jennifer's final moments. Her 17-year-old daughter Antonia was sitting right there watching. That girl got up, walked out, went to her car, and came back ready to confront Afeni. Police stopped her at the door, and the judge banned the rest of Jennifer's family from the courtroom. Prosecutors are considering charges against Antonia.
And that's what I wanted to get you all to see, that they ended up showing that. I don't know if they prepped the family to tell them, hey, trigger warning, if this is not what you want to see, y'all can go ahead and go out. I don't know if they've done any of that type of stuff, but the 17-year-old daughter is now in the jail, and it's unclear if the prosecution or the police are going to press charges against her, because she did walk into a courtroom, a court building.
No, please don't do that.
All right, so they're disappointed, but I wanted you to see. I wanted to make sure that I did show. We saw his testimony. We saw that. I just want to make sure that we didn't miss anything in regards to any other testimony. And we didn't. What's going on? All right. I'm going to share my screen in just one moment. All right. Here we go. All right. So let's listen to what the judge had to say. The sound will come back in just a moment.
for the record, please.
Kumar Palapu for the People P74099.
Chris Urban on behalf of the people, P1013.
Your Honor, Josh Jones on behalf of Ms. Muhammed, who stands to my right.
And Catherine O'Meara Bolden, P53823.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Are you drowning in
The court has carefully considered the testimony of the 6 witnesses today, that being number 1, Devontae Case, an eyewitness, witness number 2, Officer McLaughlin, witness number 3, Luke Marino, witness number 4, Deborah McMillan, manager at the McDonald's, witness number 5, Deshauna Turnage, employee of the McDonald's, witness number 6, Detective Hollis, who took the statement of the defendant. At this stage, it's not for the court to determine guilt or innocence. This is a probable cause hearing, and the court must be satisfied that the prosecution has presented evidence by a probable cause standard as to both charges, count 1, first-degree premeditated murder, and count 2, carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent. Probable cause is a very low evidentiary threshold under Michigan law. In viewing the evidence in the light most favorable to the prosecution, the court makes the following findings. Count 1, first-degree premeditated murder. The people presented testimony showing that the victim was found on the floor of the restaurant in a large pool of blood, suffering from what appeared to be multiple stab wounds. This clearly establishes that a homicide occurred by a criminal agency. The manager of the McDonald's, that being witness number 4, Deborah McMillan, testified that she heard a commotion, came around, found the victim on the floor bleeding. Regarding the intent and premeditation, the defendant stated in her own interview that she had left the location earlier. By her own testimony, she testified, or she stated to the police that she was told to leave and she didn't leave, and then became angry later because her boss had clocked her out. She indicated that she left, she went to the park, she prayed, and thought about how she had been wrong. She admitted that she possessed a long chef's knife. And when I talk about the chef's knife, Mr. Jones, you made argument that there was insufficient evidence with regard to the 3-inch or being 3 inches or more on the blade. Court did review the interview by the police of the defendant and the graphic scene once again, and the knife in there clearly is over 3 inches. And the testimony of Deborah McMillan that the blade was, and she put it, which looks like 6 inches. We don't know if that's a knife or not, but in the video of the stabbing, you can see the blade of the knife. The blade of the knife was rather large, and by defendant's own statements had indicated that it was a chef's knife. So that being said, she admitted that she possessed this knife. She admitted that she wanted her dead. I think her statement to the police was, I felt like I wanted her dead. I'm not a cold person. Another thing that was interesting, or not interesting, that's a poor choice of words, corroborates the testimony of witness number 5, Deshauna Turnage. In the interview at the police station, while the demonstration of how the stabbing occurred, you can see the defendant's fingernails, and it was blue and white as described by Deshauna Turnage, I'm sorry. So the fact that she left, had time for cool reflection, and returned back to the location, and as witness number 3 testified, appeared to be casual and calm while she walked in. Her statement that she wanted her dead, and she knowingly carried out that plan, purposely arming herself with this knife, wearing a hoodie and a mask, as witness number 4 testified, appeared to be a Jason mask, and witness number 3 testified that it looked like a ski mask. Taken together, this evidence is more than sufficient for a person of ordinary prudence to reasonably believe that the defendant intentionally, with premeditation, killed the defendant by a probable cause standard. The court therefore finds that the people have met their burden as to count 1. As to count 2, carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent.
Never sue the other driver.
Testimony clearly established that the defendant possessed and carried a long chef knife. The defendant admitted that she brought the knife for the purpose of stabbing the victim, and she did in fact stab the victim with that weapon. The unlawful intent requirement is fully supported by her statements and the eyewitness testimony. Accordingly, the court finds probable cause exists that the defendant carried a dangerous weapon with intent to use it unlawfully against another person. So for the reasons stated on the record, the court does find that the prosecution has met their burden as to both counts. There is sufficient evidence as to each element of the offenses charged. I therefore am binding the defendant over to circuit court for further proceedings as charged. Do we know who the arraigning judge is in this matter?
Judge Massaroni, Judge.
That's correct.
Judge Massaroni hears his arraignment on the information on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. for in custody.
It'll be December 2nd, Judge. I'm sorry.
You pick December 2nd. Be December 2nd at 9 a.m. Judge Massaroni, and I need you to fill out the half sheet.
Doing that now, Judge.
And I want to thank both sides for your professionalism. And that concludes this matter for today.
All right. Have a nice weekend, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, she's been binded over, and if they show this December 2nd hearing on, we'll definitely try to be there to watch it, or we'll watch it on the replay. So what do y'all think? A mess, a mess, a mess. All right. That is it, y'all. And if you all don't have any questions or have anything going on, we'll go ahead and conclude it here. Y'all make sure y'all tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.